as well. But hey, if you're joining us live or in replay, let us know where you're coming in from. And number two, let us know what was your first ever paid work that wasn't your family, that wasn't your parents, basically. And just curious, we're getting some real cool answers here. So I think working in Mexico in the army, that's pretty interesting too. So that's pretty fascinating. Babysitting was your first job. Yeah, I was directing traffic at a summer school, actually. So I know. Yeah, it worked out that way. But let me see. I'm going to share this all here too. Partner donation. Here it is. We've got some special guests coming up in a little bit as well too, but grateful to have you guys. We'll get started next couple of minutes. We're in for a fun ride today, but I love connecting with our early birds so we can just chat and connect and everything. I want it to feel like we're in a room together, we're gathering together, we're huddling together, we're having some fun. So grateful to have you guys here. Samsung has joined the line. The Samsung, let us know your name and where you're coming in from. Great to see you. And wifey, I'm going to make you a co-host here. Your first job was organizing patient files at a doctor's home. Exciting, thrilling. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Diane. San Jose, great to see you. Hey, throw in the comments where you're coming in from. And number two, what was your first paid work that wasn't paid by your parents? So we're getting some cool answers on that. Some of us might need to dig into the memory files there. It was boring. Yeah, I can only imagine. What's up, Andrea? Glad to see you. Welcome to the line.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, there's a Zoom that just started.
It did just start. I know. Great to have you. Coach, how are you?
Hello, sir. Good to be here.
Honored to have you. It's gonna be so much fun. It was hard for me to not smile all day today. You've had a busy day, my friend.
It's been wide open today. Yeah, it's been great. A lot of things going on, and seeing people win is always exciting. So yeah.
We're talking about. That's what we're going to share with everyone here today. How to win in business, how to win in life. But guys, we got a couple minutes on the clock. As you're coming in, we got a special treat for you. I'd love to know as you're coming in, throw in the comments where you're coming in from. And number two, what was your first paid work you've ever had? Just curious on that topic. Coach, what was your first paid work that you had? I don't think it was being in the teaching space, but
oh wow, no, it was not. It was actually cleaning cars.
Wow.
Yes. So washing cars. I had a guy. I would go over to his business and I'd wash all the cars at the office. So that was my first job.
Wow. How far we've come since then. But that's a fun one right there. Get a nice tan, you get some good exercise going on, you learn some discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey everybody, we're gonna get started in the next minute or so. I know the lines are rolling in. As you're coming in, we'd love to say hi to you all and everything. If we could, I don't mute everyone, we'd all talk, but then we'd all talk over each other. So throw in the comments two things. Number one, where are you from? Number two, if you remember, what was your first paid work you've had? We've had an interesting thing. Hey, Cannon. Hey, Lorraine. Great to see you. Ann was a sixth grade teacher. Man, that's a fascinating grade to teach right there. Sixth grade. You got a mixed bag right there. Hey, Crystal. Welcome. Great to see you. Pleasant Grove. Kmart. I heard Kmart is merging with Target now or something. Is that right? I think I saw an article on it yesterday. I think it might be true. But yeah, great to see everybody. Crystal from St. Louis, currently work as a respiratory therapist. Thank you for what you do. I think that was very, very big the last couple of years. Yeah, great to have you guys. Oh, Kmart, right? Kmart always had, at least with mine, it had Little Caesars. So I remember I grew up with chubby kids, so they always had their, what was that called? Crazy sticks. What was it called?
Crazy bread. Crazy bread.
Yes. Coach, you know what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh
Yes.
gosh, I am getting hungry now. Anywho, hey guys, we're gonna start right on the dot. We're gonna start right away and everything. And I'm gonna pull a Coach Palmer, but give me a wave if you could see me. Give me a wave if you could see me. If you're not on camera, put a 5 in the comments. Welcome everybody. We have a real special call for you, and especially if you're a first timer here, I'm excited to be able to share with you some details. And the reason why you're on this call is you had a friend that thought enough of you to share with you a unique opportunity that they feel can transform your life. And we have a very packed one for you guys today. We're going to talk about a unique opportunity, a unique timing, but also not just talk about it. We're actually going to show you how to win. And I have with me, and I'm going to bring him up in just a little bit, but I have with me a special guest that is wanted all around the world. And he's coached and trained so many people that are average, normal people, just like maybe you and I. I consider myself very average. But in a little bit, we're going to introduce you to a friend, a partner, a leader of leaders, Coach Palmer. Many of you know him endearingly as Coach. But just in a bit, we're going to have a chance to chat with him and pick his mind as well, too. So you came on to the right one, all right? But in the first portion, I want to describe to you some things on what we're working on, especially if you're brand new, so you have an understanding of things, right? Now, I'm curious, who here has noticed that the last couple of years, when it comes to the world, it's gotten a little bit more stressful, right? Put a 1 in the comments if things have been a little bit weird, right? We went through this whole COVID thing. We had all these lockdowns. It shook up society. It shook up the world. And after that, things are interesting. Inflation is hard. Maybe you've been to the gas pump recently, right? Have you noticed gas is like ridiculous? I live out here in California. Hey, if you want to get humbled, come pump gas at California. I think Andrea knows that well now. Probably double the price is where she's from and everything, right? Maybe you've noticed the food has gone up. Maybe you notice just things go up, but it's not like income's going up as well too. On the flip side, you're also noticing layoffs happen. You're noticing hours are being cut down. You know, and there's just more and more conversations that are going on now. And to be honest, I believe that it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm not saying this to scare you, but it's important to be prepared as well too. But let me ask you guys this. Who here has had any friends or family or even yourself recently have discussions about financial concerns, right? Put a 2 in the comments if that's happened at all. And it's just getting more and more real. And I think the best thing to do is prepare yourself. Find a way to be able to recession-proof yourself. And that's what we're here to discuss today. And by the end of this, we're going to share with you an opportunity that we feel can transform you and your family. If you feel that this could help you, if you feel that this is aligned with you, partner with us. And we have a unique timing of things going on. But before we dive into it, just so we're not complete strangers, you're probably like, who's this random Asian dude just yelling at me right now? I hope not yelling at you. Well, prior to me, now I'm known as a global business coach. I'm known as a speaker. I'm considered what's called a level 1 chairperson within this fantastic company we're about to introduce you to. But I did not start that way. In fact, if you told me when I was 19 years old and I first got introduced, not that yet. Oh, you got a little sneak peek. Oh man, I'm letting out the juice a little bit early. But when I first got introduced to this wonderful profession, I was a 19-year-old broke college student trying to figure out life. You know, and I was awkward. I didn't know my butt from my elbow when it came to life. But what happens is back in 2009, the last recession happened, right? Do you guys remember the last recession? It wasn't that long ago. And I got concerned because I wanted to find a backup plan. So I was trying to be a doctor because I'm Asian and that's what Asians do, you know, and but I knew I needed to find something else. But here was the issue. I was 19, I was broke, I had no skills, I had no connections. So I was looking around, you know, and one day my friend introduced me to something just like this. And I met someone that changed my life. But I'll be real honest with you. All right. When I first saw something like what you're seeing right now, I was extremely skeptical. I was crossing my arms. I'm like, man, I think I know what this is. This is not for me. But the saying is, if you're here, might as well be here. Maybe you're skeptical as well, too. Maybe you've seen other businesses. And here's one thing that a guy that day I met said to me that changed my life. He said that a closed mind costs fortunes. Closed minds cost fortunes. If you're here, might as well be here. So I'm like, all right, that's true. I'm broke. This guy I met, I was 19, he was 23, college dropout, making a 6-figure plus income. And I'm like, I think there might be something to do here, right? And he shared with me some philosophy that changed my life. Number two, he shared with me this, that if you want to be financially secure in life and free, understand that a profit is better than a wage. Wages make you a living, profits make you a fortune. And I'm like, wow, I never thought about that. I'm curious, maybe now we're more business minded, but who here has ever thought about owning your own business? Put a me in the comments below. That day, I never thought about it. I thought I was just going to be in a job. I thought I was supposed to go to school, graduate, get a good paying job. And who here's realized, though, that a job is not enough these days. You need multiple streams of income. You need something that you can control. So he shared with me the idea of entrepreneurship. And the final thing he said was this, and here's the secret. He said, James, if you want to do well in business, if you want to do well in life, just find people that are already doing it. And if you do what they do, the way that they do it, you can make what they make. Copy the things that they're doing, but also copy the mindset of the way that they're doing it. And he said, if you're willing, coachable, hungry, I'll train you. And I'm like, all right, you know, I think this guy's pretty bold with things. Let's just try this thing out. And I got started in this crazy thing. I'll tell you, I sucked for a long time, but I made all the mistakes in the book. And finally, you can only suck for so long. So if anyone else feels that you're not starting off well, you'll be okay. And within 3 months, I was able to make enough to support me through college. Within 2.5 years, by the time that I graduated from college, I made enough through my part-time business where I didn't need a full-time job. And for the past decade plus, it's allowed me and my lovely wife, who I recruited, she was my second recruit ever in my business, married up afterwards. And it's allowed us to be able to build a business from our phone, to transform lives around the world and just have a lot of fun, right? Now, I'm not here today to talk about me. I share that just to let you know that I know what it's like being in everyone's shoes. And if you're here searching for an opportunity, you're in the right place. But if you're here ready to learn some things, put a 10 in the comments below. I'm going to run through a couple of details real quick, and then I'm going to get into a special guest, all right? I love seeing that we have a lot of engagement in the chat right there, okay? Here's 5 things I'm going to submit to you. Because if you're anything like me, I didn't know what to look for. There's a lot of opportunities now, right? What makes something different? And I'm going to submit to you 5 points to look for. That if these 5 points check off, will make it a good business. I wonder if you would agree. Number 1, find a business that has a unique and consumable but in-demand product. If you want to make money in business, you got to sell something, right? But you want to make sure it's something that people want. Number 2, you also want to find something that doesn't cost a lot of money to run, but it makes a lot of money. I think that would make sense to us, right? Number 3, especially now, who here would love a business where you could wake up to more money in your bank account, right? Throw a 1 in the comments if that sounds cool. Or maybe you'd like to be like Andrea Rosser, who's on vacation with her family, but she's still making money, right? Like you want an opportunity now, especially with the phone, you have to find a way. Gone are the days when we're stuck in just one place. Number 4, here's a big one. I think I have a guess that a lot of you would consider yourself a pretty busy person. You got full-time job, you got kids, you got family, you got a business, you have stuff going on, right? That's why number 4, the best kept secret of the rich is finding a way to leverage your time. How do you turn 1 hour into 10 hours, into 100 hours, into 1,000 hours? That's the type of business you want to get into. And lastly is this. If you find the right vehicle, find a place where you can get proper training and support. And I'll leave that towards the end because I'm going to have someone here that can train our butts off because he's helped a lot of other people like there as well too, right? But if you would feel that if something fulfilled those 5 categories would be a good opportunity, throw a 5 in the comments if you would agree to that. I'm going to run you through a couple of things real quick, all right? So I hope we have that framework. So let's talk about this a little bit. What is this thing? We're going to introduce you to a company called Partner Co. We've just relaunched 5 months ago. It's a $300 million a year company. We are global in 50 plus markets. In fact, I just heard that we just opened in another market, Trinidad and Tobago. So shout out to our Caribbeans, you know, so like there's a lot of places that we can go. But this is a company. What's the mission of this? What do we provide? Our goal with this company is to be able to change the standard of what health is all about. Now, I wonder if you would agree with me on this or not, but who here has noticed that people are just getting sicker and sicker these days, right? In fact, does anyone here know of anybody that has struggles with things like high cholesterol or diabetes or being overweight or having high anxiety, depression, like all these different, I see all the yeses coming below. I love you guys, by the way. I love that you're just participating like you're with me there in person, right? And it's so sad that that's the case. But here's a philosophy that our chief product officer says, just because something's normal doesn't mean it's natural. Who here would also want natural? Who would want normal to be healthy and vibrant and not sick and feeling well, right? Like, I think we all would rather it be that way. So what does this company do? Partner Co comes alongside and they have produced a holistic approach, tools and resources to be able to help people to take that next step forward, to be able to move that needle forward, whether that's losing an extra 5 pounds or getting better sleep or feeling better about their skin, whatever that it is. We have a whole array of over 100 products that I won't go into today. I could if you want. They're all amazing, but I will submit just a couple to you. All right. Now, what makes this different? Remember, we talked about unique consumable in-demand products. Has anyone here ever been to a health store before and you got confused as you walked through the supplement aisle? Right? Yeah. Or maybe go on Amazon. You're like, what's different about all these? Aren't they all the same? Well, Deanna Latson, I was actually just chatting with her today. I'm excited. We're going to be able to hear from her very soon at an event I'll talk about later today. But Deanna came in and said this: let's produce products that are performing at the highest quality, tons of testing, things that actually work. All right. And if you see here are voluntary third-party manufacturing and manufacturing and ingredient standards. For example, we make everything in a Food and Drug Administration registered facility, meaning it's clean, it's consistent. We have products that are athlete approved. In fact, I saw on Coach Palmer's page, I think it was today, we have one of our partners, he's actually performed and competed in the Ironman, that mega triathlete. You know, so we have products that are the highest of quality. And here's a philosophy that you want to understand. The most expensive product is the one that doesn't work. The most expensive product is the one that doesn't work. So I'm sure you are like me, or if you're going to take something or help your family member with something, what do we want to make sure it's something that works and does the job, right? So that's what makes this brand different on all their products. But let me just share a couple of these. And as I go through just a couple of options, what I want you to ask yourself is this: do I see myself a way to benefit from this? Or can I even think of anybody that can benefit from this? Because if yes, then you have an opportunity. Number one, let me ask all this. Throw one in the comments if you can think of anyone that wouldn't mind losing some weight, right? Or maybe they're dealing with hormonal imbalances, or maybe they're high stressed. These have been flying off the shelves like crazy. Because what you have here is a natural holistic solution to one of the biggest problems out there. It's our slenderized drops. You put them under your tongue 3 times a day. It helps you to target the hormones. It helps you to balance the body, de-stress. And if you want to lose fat faster, and it curbs all the bad cravings. In fact, this has transformed so many lives, even for me. In fact, if you've used this system, put it in the comments what it is that you've experienced with this. I lost 25 pounds in 40 days with no exercise. I almost look as good as Coach Palmer, you know, but so far he's saved me the opportunity. He hasn't taken off his shirt yet. So he's making sure that I feel good about myself. So thank you. You know, you're going to love this, Juanita. Absolutely. I have my friend Mary Jo here, and you see there's a lot of stories in the chat right here. Mary Jo, she couldn't lose weight for the life of her. In 4 months time, she lost 81 pounds in 4 months. And was also able to reduce blood pressure medication. Now, I'm not saying that these products treat, diagnose, or cure anything, but it's the only thing that should really change. You know, got rid of menstrual pains, awesome. And maybe some of us here know someone with the dad bod. You lost 16 pounds, congratulations. Yeah. So Russell lost 27 pounds in 1 month, got off of his asthma meds, and his craving for smoking went away. We're talking about balance in the body. Right. So I'm just sharing with you, there's so many people out there that can benefit from this. Lost 31 pounds. My gosh, congrats. So let me ask you this. Who here can think of someone that could benefit from something like that? Right. Put a 1 in the comments again, because I'm telling you, there's a huge market for that. Number 2, does anyone here know of anyone that wants to look and feel younger? Me, I was looking in the mirror this morning. I'm about you. I'm like, where did this come from? Right. So this is a product called Renew, that helps you to do that. Why? There's this little hormone in the body called human growth hormone. It starts to decline after 25 years old. And because of that, our bodies basically age. So what Renew is, it's this little stick pack. You mix with water, you drink it, and it helps you to naturally stimulate human growth hormone production. What does that mean, James? Well, who here would love to get better skin? Who here would love to have better energy, better sleep? How about some of us, you want some better libido? We've had many happy couples that have been on this as well too, right? Yeah, absolutely. So all of that, that's what Renew is. It basically biohacks your body so that you can feel younger again. And the last one I'll submit to you is this. If there's one thing in terms of health that you want to understand, it's this word called inflammation. 80+% of the reason why diseases happen, heart disease, cancer, stroke, all this, is because of this thing called inflammation. So if your body can decrease that, it's going to be better everywhere. Okay. So what is noni? Noni, I call this a shot a day or a pouch a day keeps a doctor away. It's this little superfood. It's actually the first superfood ever. And when you start to drink this, as a very strong dosage of antioxidants that help you to boost up your body's natural immune system. And we've seen the most incredible results, guys. If anyone knows people with pain, we've seen a lot of pain relief. We've seen a lot of people with like arthritic pain, for example, lowering inflammation, their pains have been a lot better. We've seen mood a lot better. We've seen mobility a lot better. We've just seen just energy a lot better as well too from this little simple shot. It sold 8 billion throughout the world, actually. Super, super powerful. Yeah, and it tastes good as well too. So there's a lot of different things. Noni is definitely a gift from God. But if you could think of anybody that could benefit from any of those 3 options that I shared with you, throw a 3 in the comments below. Because if you're looking at this as an opportunity, why is this important? Then you have to partner yourself with the right product. I like this because it's already out there. It's already vetted. It works and everything. Final thing real quick is, how does this business work? It's super simple. This company helps you. Yeah, partner code is the only place to get these. Yes, it is. We are specifically partnered just with these brands, all right? Uniquely partnered with, exclusively is the word. If you want to partner with the business, here's how it works. $30 one-time lifetime membership. You get access to the 100 products, 50+ markets. You get access to an app you can run from your phone. And this is what we're going to help you to do, right? Number 2, then you try some products. Who here even seeing this wouldn't mind trying any of the products for yourself already? Put a me in the comments below. You literally eat your own investment, right? There's many levels of involvement. We'll go over this later. Just know the higher the pack, the bigger the pay. So for our business-minded people, you're going to want to look at the ultimate, all right? But what do we do in this company? We have a comp plan that's rated number 1. If you know network marketing, this pays the best out of everyone, bar none. But here's what it is. Number 1, we're going to share with you how to get a customer. And it's really simple to do. But when you share this product with someone, let's say I'm talking with Gabriella. Well, Gabriella, let's say I want to buy from her. She'll send me a link. I'll just buy through the link. And then it'll ship to me, pay her up to 50%. Not bad. So you can drop ship, you can just connect, right? There's many different ways to sell the product, but 50% is not bad right there. Okay. Number 2, this is where the leverage comes in. You can also partner with others and build a team to sell the product as well too. Who here feels like you might know of at least 2 people that wouldn't mind making some extra money on this side? Put a 2 in the comments if you think you might. Just go outside and just yell it out and make some money. No, don't do that. Well, maybe you can try that. See if that works. I've never done that before, but there's a lot of people right now because it's just where the economy is. Okay. So imagine you refer 2 people and you help them get customers. When they get paid, you get a little credit from that as well too. In fact, 15% from your smaller team. And as you duplicate this process, it's real simple. When a good product, a good idea goes out there, if you just are able to refer 2 strong leaders, have 2 strong teams, this comp plan can pay you up to $10,000 a month. And of course, you could do more there as well too, right? But if you would like even the option of making an extra 10 grand a month one day, it's not overnight. You got to work for it, of course. Throw a 10 in the comments if that sounds cool with you. If you're like, man, why not, right? So the side hustle could be pretty cool. All right. So anywho, I won't talk too much more. We have a lot of training. We're going to come alongside with you and share with you step by step what to do. We have many different types of teams on this line. We run one called the Warrior Movement, but we have an incredible culture with Partner Co. A lot of systems at your hand. So you don't have to do this by yourself. You do it for yourself, but not by yourself. But anywho, with that said, I want to bring up somebody that knows our support so much better than anyone else. And it's an absolute honor to have Coach Palmer on today, because what I like about Coach Palmer, besides his story, is, and I've seen him in so many different situations. This guy is everywhere. He's on the road. He's on calls. He's a true servant leader. But what I love about Coach Palmer the most is that he never forgets where he comes from. And he always is able to relate with you at wherever that you're at and give you simple steps. And that's why whoever's working with him wins, because he truly cares about his people and he truly cares about every single person that's here. So I want to shut up and I actually want to dive into his story, because I think you can pick up a lot from here. But guys, throw a 5 in the comments if you're excited to hear from Coach a little bit here. And I can't wait to pick his mind a little bit. Awesome. Coach, how you doing, brother?
Oh, James, so good. So good. Thank you so much for the invite. You and Becky, amazing leaders. And wow, who's got this? Maybe you see this? Oh, yeah. So I got my copy in Destin, Florida, and thank you for your time and putting this together. If you haven't read this, you've got to get it. You've got to get it. So, yeah, so many people. Thank you for your hospitality. I see Sean just reached out, and Joanne and so many others. Thank you for that. It's you mentioned it, James. Thank goodness for mentors. And when I was getting started in this industry, the one thing that my mentor kept telling me, he said, there's 2 things that will take you down in this industry as well as any industry, and that's greed and ego. And I really pray every day that those 2 things never come inside of me. I think it's something that we've got to be we've got to wake up in the morning and go, you know what, it could happen to me. It could happen to me. And so it's a beautiful industry. And I pray every day that greed and ego does not come inside of this human right here. And man, the timing of this company and where we're at and what we're doing to serve the world is very, very special.
It's an honor to have you here. And I think you have a unique perspective on things, because Coach, prior to you being the coach that you are now, you were coaching in a different way. But for those of us that don't know your background, before you were this online entrepreneur and who you are today, like, how did everything start from you? Who was Coach Palmer before?
Yeah. So first of all, someone that had no money. I grew up in a very rural part of the United States, and I went into education. I was actually a computer programmer before
Really?
Y2K, just so everybody knows. But I had a passion to coach. I really wanted to coach. I wanted to coach football, and so I went into education, started teaching and coaching, and just felt very fulfilled. I loved getting up and educating students, kids. It was fulfilling. But the money was tough. If you know any educators, they do it. It's a calling, and money does not follow it usually. So there was always more month coming in than the money I had in the bank account. So it was a very tight budget, and I used my credit card, and I thought 6 months same as cash. When I heard of that, I said, this is the best thing since sliced bread. 6 months same as cash. Are you kidding me? So, I was just figuring out little loopholes to make it. And what happened to me, how I came into network marketing is 2 kids of my own. And we had taken in twin boys at 15 to live with us from an unfortunate home situation. And when that happened, it put even more of a financial strain on trying to provide. And so I realized that I was working for a wage, and then I was trying to pick up other jobs that was taking me away from home even more. But I was doing whatever it took, and James, it's interesting because I got involved in the industry right after 0809.
Really?
And so many of you, how many maybe put in the comments a one if you remember 0809 and what happened. And I remember the gas prices climbing. And at this point, I was a principal of a high school. I had done everything in the world that they say to do. I mean, I went to school, I got the degree, I got the master's degree, I was working on my ADS, everything to make a step up. But every week when I would have to put gas in my car, I would think, this is a struggle, And it almost become normal in my life of just chasing. And then someone showed up and introduced me to this industry. And I'd never done anything like this before. I didn't, people would go, oh man, you must be great at sales. I'm like, no, I didn't know anything, but I knew I needed to do something different. And so many people talk themselves out of this industry. And my mindset was, what's the worst thing that could happen? I take some good products, but what if? The what if is what kept me up at night. The what if this company ends up growing into something big? What if this product ends up really affecting people in a positive way? What if I grew a team? And I thought, for the price of a kid's Xbox, why would I miss that? Even as broke as I was at the time, that's where my mind went. I'm like, the price of a kid's baseball bat these days, the price of an Xbox, the price, it's just a couple of nights in a hotel.
Yeah.
So that's what got me in the industry.
Wow.
That's what got me in the industry. But that's where I was at. I was a high school principal, athletic director, living check to check, and looking for a way out. And sometimes we pray for something.
Yeah.
And when it comes our way, we're like, that's probably not it. That's probably not it. Yeah. Lucky for me, God answered a big prayer for me.
Wow.
I was looking for something, and I jumped on board with this in this industry.
And I love what you said there, Coach, because we're all asking what if questions. And here's one nugget that I just got there. I think for most of us, we naturally ask, what if it doesn't work? But what if we just flip the question, just like what Coach said, what if it doesn't work? What if everything actually worked the way that it was? It takes the same amount of energy to think positive than negative. The positive make you happier, and it can lead you to better directions, And I know, Coach, you're super humble, but just so we kind of understand the journey, it was different times, different stuff and everything. But as you got started in your business, then what was that? What was your success like? What was that journey like?
So I do believe my educational background helped me here. A couple of reasons, and anybody could do it, but a couple of reasons that really gave me a leg up, if you will, in this industry is one, as an educator, especially in high school, think back at your high school teachers and coaches, you're dealing with a voluntary army. Like no one has to play high school ball. So you as a coach, you're having to create a culture that people want to show up, not because they're getting paid, not because they have to, but because they want to. That really helped me, that mindset coming here to this industry. But another thing was, really we learned in kindergarten how to do network marketing. And it's show and tell and follow the leader. And so I mean that in the fact that when I came here, I wanted to make more money. And I'm not talking about crazy money. My first view was if I could make a car payment, if I could make enough money to pay for the mortgage of my home, that would relieve stress. That would mean that I didn't have to go out and cut lawns to make extra income that was taking me further and further away from my kids.
Yeah.
And so that's really where my goal was, is like, show me a way I can make a car payment, a mortgage payment. And I was willing to just follow the leader and listen to the people that had been there and done it. Like, I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. And so I thank God every day for for my background of education, because I really understood that. So the entire time I've been in network marketing, James, I've never tried to reinvent the wheel. I learn from everybody. When I hear something good and I know it's working, I have no problem grabbing that and applying it the next day in this business.
Huge. So huge. I so love that, Coach. And I see you constantly evolving. And it's funny because you learn in school, show and tell and follow the leader, which are huge. But then you also learn in school, don't cheat. Now in business, we're not cheating. It's called being smart by just leveraging other people. And I think that's one thing that holds us back, because we're trained to not ask for help. We're trained to kind of figure it out by ourselves. But everyone successful in anything, especially business, they don't do it that way. So you just follow the leader and just started to move forward. And Coach, I know you had quite the interesting rise in your first business. Can you give us a little glimpse towards what that ride was like?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was so I want to tell you why I'm working so hard right now in a minute. Because I've watched a very similar movie before. And you got to understand that our industry, really, people flood to our industry when the economy is in a downturn. People are always coming to our industry. But when it's a downturn in the economy, when there's struggle out there, when there's uncertainty out there, people flock to our industry. And so what happened to me is 0809 happened, and then in pops this coach from Florence, Alabama, and I was hungry. And so for me back then, I didn't even have social media. I didn't have Facebook. But what I was told is get people together in their home. And James, all I knew was the person I was watching worked very hard and was building a business and making income. And all he was doing was getting people together. Some nights it was 2 people. Some nights it was 10 people. But what he was doing was he was consistently sharing, and he was always in the presence of a prospect. He was always in the presence of a new person that did not know the company name, that did not know the product lines. And he was just showing and telling, showing and telling. And so for me, I'm like, if he's going to do it 3 nights a week, I got really good at listening to him. And I really just copied. I say lie, cheat, steal. That's a joke of mine. If you've never heard it, I'm like, there's 3 things to be successful in our business that I learned early on. You've got to be able to lie, cheat, and steal. And normally when I say it, James, people look at me like I'm crazy. But I tell people, you got to be able to lie in bed at night and dream big dreams. Like so many times, like I stopped and I started settling at my age as a high school principal coach. This is just the way it's going to be. And then I'm like, no, you got to lie in bed at night and dream big dreams, just like you were when you were a kid, just like you were when you were a coach trying to win that state championship. And then you got to cheat time out of your day. There's no time to watch TV anymore. I'm going to cheat those hours out of my day to work my business.
Mm.
And then I'm going to steal ideas from people that's been there and done it. And they'll gladly give me those ideas.
Mm.
So that's where I came up with lie, cheat, steal. And it's like, when I realized the presentation to do, then I just started putting it in front of people, putting it in front of people, putting it in front. Now, keep in mind, there was I didn't have social media, so it was just me in the car in the 13 years ago going.
Yep.
Like, and sometimes it was nobody there. I thought it'd be a good crowd and nobody'd be there. And on my drive home, I'd be like, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to do? You got this little person on your shoulder and they're talking to you, calling you crazy. But it still brings me to tears today, because there's times I wanted to quit. It was tough. But it's like, who are you going to quit on, coach? Go in there and tell those kids that's counting on you that you're going to quit and you're not going to be able to provide for them. Go tell those twins you took in that you're going to have to let the car go back, or you couldn't pay for college, or you couldn't do this. See, I'd have probably quit on myself from the struggles early on to build a business. But my reason for doing this was something better for my kids. I wasn't quitting on them. I was not quitting on them. And so the consistency of continuing, there more and more people started showing up. We started gaining steam. We started gaining energy. And I say this all the time, but if you'll just stay long enough to set something on fire, people will start coming from miles away to watch you burn. And that's what happened. We look up and 10 months in, I'm making a couple of thousand a month. It started out little and it started growing. And then, I'm making more 10, 11 months in than I was making at my full-time job. And then I'm like dreaming bigger. What if? And 2 years in, I decided I'm making way more in this than part-time than I'm making in my full-time. And I stepped out on faith. I walked away. I gave up retirement. I gave up all those securities that the world tells you. And I went out to do this full-time. But my mentor told me this. He said, if you're going to go full-time, then you've got to put in more time in network marketing. If you're not going to put in more time, then just keep at your job and keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to go all in, go all in. And so when I went full time, I'm like, I'm doing this big. And instead of working 6-hour days, I went to 12.
Wow.
And that following year was the first year that I made $1 million in this business. Commissions. So, but James, the money's been great, but it's watching the other people. What I realized is the year that I made $1 million in commissions, there's so many other people in this beautiful industry called network marketing that is making it too. Like, you can't make it without everybody else making it too. And I think that for me, that's where I fell in love with what we do, because it's like, if you'll go put on your oxygen mask and go climb the mountain, there's going to be a lot of other people come with you. Has to be. Can't do it alone.
Absolutely. Coach, so beautiful. As you go into this season now, and you see trends, you see what's going on. You're hustling right now. Again, you don't have to, but you're excited. What about right now? Why are you so excited right now with Partner Co and the timing of things? Like, why is this the time?
Yeah, so I'm going to make this about me for just a second. So went on and I've been blessed. God has blessed me to earn tens of millions of dollars in the industry. Watched a lot of other people, have helped and been very fortunate to coach other people to make really good income here. And I've watched the movie before. So when I started seeing the trend of the economy, I started watching us after COVID. I watched what people valued in nutrition, and realizing that, man, it's not if something else is going to happen, it's when. And I started seeing that trend, and Partner Co. announced in February who we are, and no one knows. It's like this hidden gem of a company that is going to do millions in sales, hundreds of millions of dollars in sales this year around the world. 57 plus countries. You just mentioned Trinidad, and that we just opened in two spots. And what has me now back to working those 12 and 14-hour days is I realize this is a much bigger version of what I've went through before. Like it's way bigger. It's way bigger. We can reach more people because of our infrastructure. You know, and so now for me, I know what's going to happen. The people that are willing. Now we have something called social media now that makes things a lot quicker, and technology. But for the person that's willing to put themselves in front of people day in and day out, day in and day out, well, the people are going to start coming.
Oh man,
they've already started. And like I said earlier, when the uncertainty happens more and more and more around the world, people are going to flock more and more and more to our industry. That's what happens. It's a trend that's went over and over throughout the years. And so I'm seeing that happen right now. And so that's why right now is go time. Because I realize today, you go, do you always have to work this hard? No, you don't. I could stop today and, live the rest of my life off the residual income and then will it to my kids because it's willable, trustable, sellable. That's the beauty. But for me now, it went from my head to my heart, and it's like, okay, this is the next run. So who all can we get on the boat? It's kind of like Noah's Ark. It's like, who can we get on the ark right now? Like, who can we get in here with us? And so that's why we've got to work overtime. Because there is somebody like Brent Palmer as a high school principal sitting out there worried, sweating their mortgage, and they're waiting on somebody to show up to tell them about it. And it's got to be us. It's got to be us. Our company, James, is just the culture, everything. And I don't know if you want me to touch on that, but it's too special of an opportunity. For me, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like walking through St. Jude Hospital with a cure in my pocket for those little kids and not sharing it. That's what it's like for me right now. I have a cure for what the world needs and is going to need really big over the next several years. Why? I can't not share it with the people. And so that's why it's overtime for me right now.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, put a 1 in the comments if that resonated with you at all. And we're thankful for your coaching, Coach, because it's leadership like yours, influence like yours, which is why we have a unique opportunity. The company's great, the timing is great, but it's because we have now, instead of you being the one being mentored, and you're always being mentored, of course, but you're now mentoring others. And guys, I don't know about you, but how often can you get this type of information, this type of access? And that's why right now I'm fired up for what's coming up. And I'd love to touch on one last thing, Coach. I'm going to share a quick video because this company pre-launched 5 months ago, but we're about to get ready to really launch. We have a unique event coming in North America in just a couple of months. I'm going to share this real quick. I'd love to hear your take on this. But guys, if you want to be able to participate in this and ride the wave, let me share with you this quick little video here. And you want to see and you want to be at this next one. I'm telling you, those that run with this is going to be huge. So let me play this real quick. So 2 months from now, less than 2 months from now, we have this huge event called PXP, the very first convention that this company is being partner co itself. And I'm telling you, the biggest party, the biggest celebration, it's going to be the one where top money earners are born and found. But I know that you're obsessed and focused on growing that right now, Coach. And if you're just give us some advice, if you were brand new again, well, why should you go to this? And what would you do? If from now until then, if you were brand new?
Oh, wow. We're making history in September. And that's what everybody has to understand. Like a company that will do hundreds of millions of dollars in 2023 that the world does not know about. And this event we will be shouting from the rooftops who we are. James, we haven't even started networking this company. We're just leaking the words out. Like you said, we're pre-launch, like we're leaking the words out. Coming out of this event, the people are going to see, they're going to hear our roar. And what I'm most excited about is they're going to feel the heart of this company. The timing couldn't be better. Because when all of you, I know you're going to be there. When all of you see our owners on stage and you feel their heart and their passion and where they're setting this company up to be a legacy-driven company that puts God first, family second, like company third, that understand that we're better together and they value the partnership is why they called us Partner Co. Like they value you, they value the partners. As it really will resonate with you just what you have your hands on. Just what you have your hands on. And James, I'll say this. I was reading just the other day, I actually did a live on it, and it was talking about what's the difference between the CEO and an average CEO and an average just worker. I don't know if you watch that, but it's like, for every dollar an average worker makes, the CEO makes like $300.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that? And they did research, and the CEO attends an average of 6 professional development activities throughout the year. So the CEO surrounds himself or herself with the thrivers in the world, with the people that want to do more. They start networking with the world of above average people. And they start realizing that your net worth is really made up of your network. And James, the reason I'm going to be there is because I want to be a part of that network of thrivers, that network of visionary people that see a better way. And that's why I'm going to be there. It's an event. And here's what I've learned about events. What I'm doing between now and then is I'm building every day for that event. Meaning, I believe that if people don't get tired of hearing about the event from Brent Palmer, I'm not building enough. Like they've got to hear my roar to the point where they're like, I guess I need to go because he's not going to shut up. Because when you got that in your pocket that can help the world, you gotta share it every day. And that's what the building for events does. And so we've got a job to do. And that's built for Orlando from now until September, every single day. Celebrate the people on my team that go. Like, acknowledge them, make flyers about them, post it out there on social media. And then the guests that want to show up, figure out a way to get them in the seat, because there's never going to be a guest that shows up to our event that does not do this with you.
Yeah.
So how many can you get there in the seat with you?
Mm.
Because the way I look at this is, for every person I personally get into that seat, it's almost like taking for the next year and putting $10,000 in my bank account. And if I could guarantee you, for every person you've got in the seat, it's like adding an extra $10,000 to your life. How many would you put there?
Pack it.
And I share that because I've watched it happen. I've watched it as this company is going places that so many of us on this call has never witnessed. And it's a perfect storm. We couldn't do it without the executive team that's been put in place and their heart for people. You're going to find in this company that we lead with love. We take care of people. We do it as a family. We blur the lines of sponsorship. We're in this thing to win it together and go to the top together. And that's something that this industry, even though there's amazing companies in this industry, that's a tough culture to get. We got it here at Partner Code.
Gosh, Coach, my gosh. I want to ask so many more questions, but we only have so much time. But this is huge. This is how I'm receiving this information. I hope everyone here today received it too. I'm letting Coach coach me today, right? Because if I want to win, I want to go to winning coaches, and that's Coach. That's been your reputation. You've helped so many people. So I'm taking notes on is, number one is, whatever it takes, make it to that PXP event. In fact, if you're going to that Orlando event, put a 1 in the comments. If you're interested, put a 2 in the comments below. And celebrating everybody that already got their ticket. That is awesome. If you want to grab one, pre-sales are actually ending in the next couple of days. So talk to your friend that brought you here. Number 2, if you're not a part of this company yet, then get back with your friend and hound them down. Be like, what do I need to do next? How do I get started in this? And let's start building together. Coach, you gave us the blueprint for success here. And we're so thankful for your leadership. Thankful for your time. I'll wrap things up real quick, but Coach, thanks so much for spending time today.
Thank you.
So
thanks
fun.
for having me, James. Thanks for your leadership.
Absolutely. We'll celebrate in Orlando together. All right, everybody. Hey, but throw a 10 in the comments if you got some good value from Coach right there. And let me just end this real quick. After seeing this, you're gonna be 3 types of people in A, B, or C. C means the same for you. The opportunity is not for you. Try the product. Get back to your friend. They'll hook you up with that, right? B, you got some questions. Ask your friend all about that, right? But if you're an A, you're like, I'm ready to go. In fact, if you see there's an opportunity here, you're ready to partner alongside with us and win together, throw an A in the comments below, because we need more stories. We need the next Coach Palmers, right? This is the time when they're born. This is the time that we're finding them right now. We'd love to come alongside with you and really be able to partner and get started. So from there, just a couple options. You'll choose a couple different levels of packages. For the big players, look at the higher packs. That's what I recommend. The bigger pack you have, the more pay that you have. But basically anywhere between a couple $100 of the product to start with, up to the maximum a couple $1,000 of the products for you to try, for you to your investment, to partner with the company, and then build your legacy with us. Get back to your friend afterwards, pick the right pack for you. And then if you want to learn more about the products, one last thing, tomorrow night, we have a special call. Everyone here is invited. Lily Lou, one of our top health advisors, is doing a call. She just dropped in the chat. Same time, different link, going to be going over the products more in detail. That's one that you can come on, and that's when you can bring your first potential customers to as well too. All right, everybody. Other than that, everyone, thank you for being on here tonight. I hope you're fired up. I'm ready to go. How about you? But honored to have you here. Get back to your friend right after this for any other questions. Have a great one. Talk soon, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.